Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Buick Envista. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.2 liter 3-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 137 horsepower and then 162 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Well, starting with the hood, you can see the new Buick logo front and center, and this silver paint I think shows off the body lines pretty well. Got a split light design, so you've got like the daytime running light, and you can see the headlights just down below in the little housing right there. Little ST logo, and notice the grill's all blacked out, but putting it all together, I think Buick's styling on their modern cars looks pretty cool. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 245, 45, 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels completely blacked out. Same thing with the fender flare and the rest of the bodywork there. Also with the mirror caps and with the window trim. So when you put it all together, you've got a pretty cool contrast with this car between the gloss black elements and the silver. And this leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We've got the opening here for the hatch, remote start as well, and yeah, that's all she wrote. Now popping into the cargo area of this Buick Envista, it's actually pretty solid. The loading floor is a little bit lower, so that gives you a little bit more vertical space. You can throw it on the seats for more cargo room if you want. But yeah, for such a small vehicle, it's pretty good. And when you're all done, you can grab it and manually close it, but we also have a little button right there to automatically close it. And this leads us to the taillight design. Again, pretty cool looking. Got the Buick logo there on the back, Envista as well. And taking a few steps back, let me you guys think about the looks, but again, for what is basically an economy car, I think it's a pretty cool looking vehicle. Now taking a look at the door panel, you can see the soft touch with the blue stitching, and that continues onto the seats with the theme. You've got more of that blue stitching. Pretty cool look. And getting in is really easy. You kind of just pop in. Legroom back here is solid. No storage pocket on this side. We do have one on the other side, though. I will say the seats are pretty comfortable, and headroom in the back is also pretty solid. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you've got that cool kind of stitching design that goes throughout. You can see that trim piece that goes up. Blind spot ring with the mirrors. Got all of our window controls here, mirror adjustments as well. And then look at this ST logo there on the seat. Again with the blue stitching design. I think it's pretty cool with how they've stylized it. Seats are power adjustable, and then we've got the pedals down below, pretty fancy looking. Got our light controls here, and then you can see the blue stitching on the dash, and the dash is actually surprisingly soft touch all across. Now take a look at the steering wheel again, Buick logo front and center. We've got soft touch all around. And just black stitching. It would have been cool if they did the blue like everywhere else in the car. There are radio controls on the back of the steering wheel, and then on the front you can see controls here for like the center. We've got our cruise control here on the other side with the heated steering wheel button as well. And then just regular stocks on the back. Now I've got this full digital gauge cluster here in the center. I think, again, the style with this is pretty cool looking, and it displays all the basic information you need to see, like how much fuel you have, how fast you're going, all of that. Resolution with the backup camera is pretty good with this car, I'd say. And then as for the infotainment system, you have like that physical button there for the volume, and then everything else is integrated into the touchscreen. So yeah, pretty straightforward with how to use it. Response time's good. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and it's all one unit. This is kind of the thing in the car industry now, doing like one unit with all the screens. And then like I said, with the soft touch trim on the dash, and then you got the vents down below. Automatic climate, single zone climate, heated seats with this. I'm gonna move the shifter out of the way so you can see wireless phone charging pad, and then you auto stop, start, and lane departure. You got some USB ports there too. Shifter here for that 6-speed automatic. Got your parking brake, some cup holders. Got a little bit of storage here, and then we have the center console, which has even more storage. It's not big, but you know, gets the job done. And then with the glove box, it's pretty normal sized in that front. And then we do have a traditional center flip top. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, we're at the rear, and let's set off. Setting off in the Envista. This is one of those cars that I've had as a demo car for the week, so I've had a chance to, you know, learn about the Envista, and so we'll go over my thoughts on it. First off, it's a pretty comfortable car when it comes to the seats, and the suspension's pretty comfortable. Again, for an economy car, they've done a good job with it. I would not call this a luxury car by any stretch of the imagination. There's too much road noise, and the suspension's, again, it's not uncomfortable by any means, but it's not as comfortable as I would like for a, you know, to call something a luxury car. And get our acceleration here. Again, for an economy car powertrain, it's pretty strong. It's got solid torque, and it just performs well. Smooth too. So I think they've done a good job with this powertrain, the overall performance of it. And yeah, you can see here at high speeds, it's higher speeds, I should say high speeds, but higher speeds, it's not too much road noise, but again, compared to a luxury car, yeah, there's gonna be more noise that comes in. Now, aside from that, just drives well. So, my overall thoughts. I think the Envista is really cool. I also think the Chevy Trax is really cool. Neither of the vehicles are particularly exciting with how they drive. They just drive well. They've got, you know, good enough power, nice interiors, solid space. The front wheel drive, so some people might not like that. But I think they've just packaged these vehicles well. They've packaged them in a way that makes it so that it's very usable. I think that's a good way to put it. It's very usable, and there's not really much to complain about. And they're reasonably priced. You know, these loaded up Envistas are close to that, you know, around that $30,000 range. So let me know what you guys think about this, but I like this. I like this concept for economy cars, and the reason why I like this concept is I think it works really well. I think that this is what a lot of people are wanting when they get an economy car. It's something that gets, you know, pretty good fuel economy, has good space. You know, it's an A to B car. That's why people get economy cars, A to B cars. And so it does well at the A to B stuff, but it's also not like, it doesn't feel crappy, if that makes sense. Like, it has a nice interior, it looks nice on the outside. It doesn't look or feel like you're driving around just a, you know, cheap clunker. So I think they've done a good job with that. You know, for example, like the Mitsubishi Mirage, that feels like a clunky type car that you drive around. It's like you bought a cheap car and it feels like it. Whereas this, it's like you bought a more affordable car, but it feels better than that. So let me know what you think.